Yo, what is going on, you guys? Repping the 407 here, bringing you a brand new video, and today is Thursday, and you know what that means. Tonight is Thursday Night Football, and since there is Thursday Night Football, I have to do my Week 4 predictions. So, we're going to get straight into it. Before I get into my predictions, we got to talk about Week 3. I did do it pretty good. As you see right over here, my predictions weren't that bad. I did pretty good, but I was only 10-6. I had 6 wrongs. Some games, there was upsets. Like the Broncos lost that week. I was surprised. And the Raiders lost that week. I thought those two teams were like an obvious win. But no, they lost. So it was an upset there. And then the other teams that I picked were, they could have gone either way. Another upset, the Steelers and Bears. The Steelers, the better team, obviously. But the Bears put one hell of a fight. Jordan Howard played amazing. He played like the Jordan Howard we knew last year, because the first two games, for the first two games, he was lacking a little bit, but Tariq Cohen was definitely helping there. Those two, that's a deadly backfield right there. Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard, those two are something serious. But like I said, week 3 wasn't the best, but it was pretty good. So we had got 10-6. Our overall record, I do not know. I can't do the math right now, but I think it's like 31-20, right? If I'm not mistaken, 31-20 is the overall record. I just did it quick in my head. I'm not sure, but we're just going to get straight into Week 4. I'm going to look at my phone like I always do, because that's where I write down the scores on my notes so I could tell you guys. So just give me a second. Let me pull up my phone. Alright, so starting off with tonight's game, we have the Packers and the Bears. I would want to say it is an obvious game because the Bears, it seems like the Packers are better than the Bears. But after the Steelers losing to the Bears, I don't know. The Bears have been playing pretty good this season, but I still have the Packers winning, but it's going to be a close game. The Packers are going to win by 4. The final score is 21-17. Aaron Rodgers last week, he won the game in overtime. That was actually his very first overtime win, and it was against the Bengals. The Bengals finally scored their first touchdown of the season, but the Packers came up on top in overtime, so Aaron Rodgers got his first overtime win. On to the next game, though. Like I said, the Packers are winning on tonight. On to the next game, the first Sunday game, I should say, early in the morning, because this will be in London. It is the Dolphins against the Saints. And in this game, I have the Saints winning because they have a better offense. And even though the Dolphins have an okay offense, I feel like Jay Cutler is not reliable enough. I feel like Jay Cutler just stole Miami's money. Like Miami's like, here you go, we'll give you $10 million to play. Jay Cutler's like, okay, I'll just throw random balls. I'll just throw it up, chuck it up. I'm not going to play serious. That's what it seems like. But I had the Saints winning 28-17. I feel like Drew Brees is going to be Drew Brees. He's going to throw for like 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. Knowing Drew Brees, that's his normal stats line. So that's why I have the Saints winning 28-17. On to the next game, we have the Patriots and Panthers. I feel like the Patriots are going to win this without a doubt. I don't have any hope in the Panthers in this game. The Patriots seem like the better team, obviously, because Tom Brady, even though he didn't play the best week 1, everybody was like he's washed up. He's washed up. And then Tom Brady, the next 2 weeks, had like 400 yards each game and 4 touchdowns. Like, that is insane. 8 touchdowns in 2 games, that is just insane. But I have the Patriots winning 32-15. I feel like Cam Newton he's not healthy. That's the one thing that's killing him. He's not completely healthy. He's still recovering from that surgery, but he's still Cam Newton, so he can do something, but I don't think they're going to win the game. On to the next game right here. We have the Jaguars and the Jets. The Jets won against the Dolphins last week, which I was surprised, but the Dolphins didn't even score. Like, that was the biggest shocker in that game. But I have the Jaguars winning this week after they blew out Baltimore last week. 44-7 was the final score of that game. I have the Jaguars winning, though, 28-14. I feel like the Jets, they have a pretty good offense. Like, their offense has been looking really good. Their defense is not the best, but it's playing really well. They're actually surprising me. I thought they were going to go 0-16, but they're actually putting up a fight with these teams, and I was surprised to see that. But I had the Jaguars winning since they do have the better defense, and they have an okay offense. Blake Bortles did do good last week, but that's just 1 week. We normally know Blake Bortles as a trash quarterback, but Blake Bortles can probably have a bounce back season and do amazing this season. But we'll find out later in the season. But that's why I have the Jaguars winning 28-14. On to the next game. We have the AFC South matchup in the Titans and the Texans. And in this game, I have the Titans winning. It will be a close game, in my opinion. That's why I had the score at 24-21. I feel like the Texans have a really good team. They put up a great fight against the Patriots last week. But the Titans are the better team, in my opinion, with Mariota. Since Watson is still kind of young and he's still learning, I feel like he's going to struggle a little bit, even though he's still playing pretty good. But I feel like Mariota is going to come up on top, and DeMarco Murray is going to have another 100-yard rushing game, because DeMarco wasn't even supposed to play last week, and he just had 100 yards, which was insane. But on to the next game, we have the Steelers and Ravens AFC North matchup, and I'm a Steelers fan. You know I'm going to go for the Steelers, and I absolutely hate the Ravens. So I have the Steelers winning 24-17. I feel like the Ravens, their defense is good, and that might stop us a little bit, but they're not good enough because we have weapons on offense. But still, their defense might stop us, but I don't think they're going to do that well against us. I feel like our defense is going to get more stops on Joe Flacco, to be honest, but we'll definitely see. That's why I have Steelers winning 24-17. Most of the times they win, but recently they've won against the Ravens, but in the past it's been iffy. But we'll definitely see who wins. Normally, I want to say the Steelers will win, but the Ravens, you never know. They could have a bounce-back game after losing badly to the Jaguars. But we don't know what happened until Sunday. But I feel like the Steelers are going to win. So we have the two other AFC North teams facing against each other, which are the Bengals and the Browns. And I feel like one of the team is going to lose by 1 point. And that team that is losing this week is going to be the Browns. They're both 0-3. They're both 0-3, so one of them has to get their first win of the season. But I believe it is the Bengals, because the Bengals played a great game against the Packers, which are a better team than the Browns, who played the Colts. Even though the Browns almost made a comeback in that game, I feel like the Bengals have a better advantage. Even though Andy Dalton has still been looking iffy, he played a pretty good game on Sunday, but he's still not Andy Dalton, the Pro Bowl Andy Dalton. But I feel like the Bengals are going to come up on top 21-20. Like I said, the Browns will only lose by 1, which will be a heartbreaker because it sucks to lose by just 1 point. But the Bengals are going to come up on top. On to the next game right here. We have an NFC North rivalry between the Vikings and the Lions. This game could go either way. I do not know who's going to win. But in my prediction, I had the Vikings coming out on top. It's going to be a very close game, but the reason why I feel like the Vikings are going to win is because their defense. The Vikings, in my opinion, have a top 5 defense. Unlike the Lions, that their defense is not the best, but it's like a pretty good defense. It's not the best though. So that's why I feel like the Vikings are going to come up on top. As you see, their offense have been playing well. If they have Sam Bradford starting or Case Keenum, they can both do well. Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs are like 2 and 3 in receiving yards so far, and Dalvin Cook is top 3 in rushing yards. So that is pretty impressive by their offense. So that's why I see them coming out on top. Even though Matthew Stafford has been playing amazing and they've been coming up clutch in the fourth quarter, I feel like the Vikings are still going to take this one home. It's going to be a close game. It could go either way. So if I was to bet on this game, I would not bet. Like, this game could go either way. But the final score I have is 31-28. It's going to be a high-scoring game because both of them can definitely score. So 31-28 will be the final score of this game in my prediction. On to the next game right here. We have the Cowboys against the Rams, and I have the Cowboys winning 26-21. Even though the Rams have been playing great this season, I feel like the Cowboys are slowly getting back to what they did last season. I feel like Zeke is playing like he should be playing, not getting the 8 rushing yards only. But the defense has been coming up strong. DeMarcus Lawrence had a great defense. Like he played amazing on defense last week for the Cowboys against the Cardinals. And I feel like the Cowboys, their offense is just way too good. So that's why I have the Cowboys beating the Rams. Even though the Rams are playing pretty good with Todd Gurley and Sammy Watkins and Jared Goff and all of them, I feel like the Cowboys are going to come up on top. On to the next game right here. I have the Falcons and the Bills, and I have the Falcons winning 28-10. I feel like the Bills are not good enough to be to win against the Falcons, the Super Bowl team, the team that went to the Super Bowl for the NFC. I don't feel like they could beat them. Even though they beat the Broncos, I feel like Matt Ryan is a good enough quarterback. Unlike Trevor Siemian, he did good his first 2 weeks, and then in this week he kind of slacked off. But Matt Ryan is not that kind of quarterback. Matt Ryan is an elite quarterback. Like, he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. So I feel like he's just going to bomb it deep with Julio or Mohamed Sanu, anybody. Or Tevin Coleman or Devontae Freeman can easily run it. But I feel like the Bills will lose this game, and the Falcons will come up on top, and they'll still be undefeated. On to the next game right here. I have the Eagles and the Chargers, and I feel like the Eagles will come up on top with the final score being 25-17. The Chargers recently lost one of their quarterbacks in Jason Verrett, so that is really going to hurt them. So Casey Hayward is the only good cornerback, basically, because now that Jason Verrett is out, that's going to be bad for them. They get injured way too much. Like, the Chargers and the Ravens are like fighting for who could get the most injured players, it seems like. But I hope he gets a speedy recovery, Jason Verrett. But the Eagles are going to come up on top, and the Chargers are still going to be winless. So I'm sorry, Chargers fan, like Vic and Kay, but the Eagles are taking this one. On to the next game right here. I have the Cardinals against the 49ers, and I believe the Cardinals are going to win with the final score of 24-14. The Cardinals played a great game against Dallas, but they did lose. But Carson Palmer was looking really good. He's not looking like how he did the first 2 games, but he was actually throwing good passes, and he started off 11 for 11 before throwing an incompletion. So that was a pretty impressive drives or like passes by Carson Palmer, and there were some passes that were over 20 yards deep, and he just played pretty good. I liked how Carson played against Dallas, so hopefully he could stay like that. But that's why I have the Cardinals winning against the 49ers on Sunday. On to the next game right here. I have a big game against the Bucs and the Giants, and this is going to be a pretty interesting game. Either team can win. It's basically like the Vikings or Lions. Either team can win because they're both good teams, but I feel like the Giants are still going to go defeated. Like, they're not going to get their win in this week. I feel like the Bucs are going to win. It's going to be a close game, but I feel like the Bucs are going to win 21-18. The Bucs, I feel like they're the better team in my opinion, but that might be because I'm biased because they're my second favorite team. But that's just my biasness probably. Even though the Giants are pretty good, I just feel like if Odell isn't 100% healthy, they cannot win games. That's just my thing. I know people say there's no I in team, there's no one player, but Odell helps create space for like the other receivers. I don't know. That's just my prediction. I'm not going to talk much about it. That's why I have the Bucs winning 21-18. Let me know what you guys think on that game. Let me know about that game and the Vikings and Lions game, because that's the one I'm confused about. On to the next game right here. We have the Broncos and Raiders, the AFC West matchup, and this is going to be a close game. I feel like it's going to be a low-scoring game, but the Broncos are going to come up on top because they have a better defense than the Raiders, and that's why my final score is 17-14. I feel like Trevor Siemian is going to have a bounce-back week. He did slack off, like I said, against the Bills, but I feel like he's going to do pretty good. He's not going to do, like, amazing, but he'll do pretty good to get those touchdowns and stuff. And the defense is going to come up on top and stop Derek Carr. Like, Von Miller and Derek Wolfe are going to definitely get sacks on Derek Carr. And it's going to be hard for Carr to get the ball off. So I feel like that is why the Broncos are going to come up on top. And I feel like it's going to be an interesting game, without a doubt. But the Broncos are going to come up on top, even though the Raiders have a better offense. But like I said, the Broncos have a better defense. And like they say, defense wins championships. But that is just my opinion. On to the next game, though. I have the Seahawks and the Colts, and I believe the Seahawks are going to win 18-14. That is obviously the Sunday Night Football game, and the Seahawks have been playing iffy. They played pretty good last week, but they're still not like at that level that I'm like, okay, it's the Seahawks we know and that made it to the Super Bowl. They're still kind of eh. Russell Wilson put up a great game. He threw for 4 touchdowns, but still that O-line is still letting him down. So he needs to do something. They need to rearrange something. I just feel like he needs to do something. Even though they're going to win against the Colts. It's the Colts, so I feel like they should win. But the Colts and the Seahawks, I don't know. Those two teams are looking for me this season. So I don't know what to say about them, but let's just get on to the Monday night game, because that game, I don't know what's going to happen. So Monday night game, we have the Chiefs and the Redskins, and I believe the Chiefs are going to stay undefeated. Both the Falcons and the Chiefs are undefeated, and I believe they are going to stay undefeated in Week 4. So they're both going to go 4-0, and I feel like the Chiefs are going to win 32-21. Even though the Redskins played a great game last week on Sunday Night Football, I feel like they're not going to do it again, because the Raiders did slack off, but it's the Chiefs, and Kareem Hunt has just been killing it. If they don't run it with Kareem Hunt, they could obviously pass it to Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce. And obviously, Kansas City has one of the best defense in the league, probably top 5, if not. I put them probably top 7, maybe, in my opinion, because there's still teams with better defense, in my opinion. That's just debatable. But I feel like the Chiefs are going to come up on top, like I said, and they are going to win Monday night and go undefeated. But I'm going to wrap it up here. I know it was kind of quick. I was rushing through it because I don't want to talk much because I've been saying a lot of stuff and I don't want to make the video too long. I want you guys to see the whole video. So if you're still watching this, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my predictions or do you disagree? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know who will win. If I'm wrong on any, if you disagree with me, let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, if you think all my predictions are right. And leave a like for me getting 10 out of 6 for last week. A positive record. Not bad. But with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe like always. I will be posting more videos soon. But till next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace out.